All right, listen. Now we're at chapter 18. After these things, I saw another angel coming down out of the sky, having great authority. The earth was illuminated with his glory. He cried with a mighty voice, saying, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, and she has become a habitation of demons, a prison of every unclean spirit, and a prison of every unclean and hated bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her sexuality, her sexual immorality. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her sexual immorality. The kings of the earth committed sexual immorality with her, and the merchants of the earth grew rich from the abundance of her luxury. I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you have no participation in her sins. Come out of her, my people, that you have no participation in her sins, and that you don't receive of her plagues. For her sins have reached to the sky, and God has remembered her iniquities. Now, so this was during the time that the war was going on, and I told you people got the sores and so forth, and skin scorched by fire, and stuff like that. So if you were not a part of that group of people, then you did not get the sores. You did not get scorched. All right. So all this, so chapter 18, I'm coming, reading back from chapter 18, 17, 16. So return to her so give back to her what she gave to you. Return to her just as she returned, and repay her double as she did, and according to her works. Okay, so this is not the person. Now, this is the system of the government, the city. However much she glorified herself and grew wanton, so much give her of torment and mourning. For she says in her heart, I sit as a queen, and am no widow, and will in no way see mourning. So this was the arrogance of this system, these people. For they are one, they are the city, they are the government, and this is how they roll. So they don't mourn for anybody. The city said, in paraphrasing, that I am the queen, there's no king, I have no one above me. I am the authority, there's no God above me. And that's what it's saying. I am a queen, and I am no widow. And I will never see mourning. So here we go. And will in no way see mourning. So there'll be no mourning on her part. She mourns for no one. Therefore, in one day, her plagues will come. And the plagues. The plagues were given by the 7 angels. They gave the 7 plagues. I named them. All that occurred during that one time. During that one day. Okay? Whatever that day is. I sit a queen, and am no widow, and will in no way see mourning. Therefore, in one day, her plagues will come. Death, mourning, and famine. And she will be utterly burned with fire. For the Lord God who has judged her is strong. The kings of the earth who committed sexual immorality and lived wantonly with her will weep and wail over her. When they look at the smoke of her burning, this is the city now, burning and destroyed. Destroyed. When they look at the smoke of her burning, standing far away for the fear of her torment, saying, Woe, woe, the great city, Babylon, the strong city, for your judgment has come in 1 hour. The merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her, for no one buys their merchandise anymore. Everything is gone, folks. The merchandise of gold, silver, precious stones, pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet, all expensive wood, every vessel of ivory, every vessel made of most precious wood, and of brass, and of iron, and marble, and cinnamon, incense, perfume, frankincense, wine, olive oil, fine flour, wheat, cattle, sheep, horses, chariots, and people's bodies and souls. The fruits which your soul lusted after have been lost to you also. All things that were dainty and sumptuous have perished from you, and you will find them no more at all. No more at all. The merchants of these things, who were made rich by her, will stand far away for the fear of her torment, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, woe, the great city, she who was dressed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in an hour such great riches are made desolate. All destroyed. All destroyed. Every shipmaster and everyone who sails anywhere, and mariners, and as many as gain their living by sea, stood far away, and cried out as they looked at the smoke of her burning, saying, all the people were outside the city, but they could see it. They could see, all they were talking about now, they were standing outside the city, far away from here, but they could see it. And cried out as they looked at the smoke of her burning, saying, What is like the great city? They cast dust on their heads. They were running. They were scattering. They cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, woe, the great city, in which all who had their ships in the sea were made rich by reason of her great wealth. For she is made desolate in 1 hour. Rejoice over her, O heaven, you saints, apostles, and prophets, for God has judged your judgment on her. A mighty angel took up a stone, like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence will Babylon, the great city, be thrown down, and will be found no more at all. The voice of harpists, now here comes the singing again, as a result of all this, the city burning, Babylon has fallen, the country has fallen. People standing far away looking at it, and they could hear the voice of harpists. In other words, choirs, minstrels, flute players, and trumpeters. When we go back, and these are the people with that were with Jesus, were singing like choirs and stuff like that. But these people here, they're saying that because with all this going on, all these folks that were doing this are no more. They aren't anymore. So, thus with the violence, with Babylon, the great city, be thrown down and will be found no more at all. The voice, watch this, these people won't be found anymore either. The voice of harpists, minstrels, or choirs, singing, stuff like that, none of this would be heard anymore. The voice of harpists, minstrels, flute players, and trumpeters will be heard no more at all in you. So in this city, no craftsman of whatever craft will be found anymore at all in you. The sound of mill will be heard no more at all in you. The light of a lamp will shine no more at all in you. The voice of the bridegroom, so the voice of Jesus, the salvation, the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride will be heard no more at all in you. It's done. That's a done deal, baby. That's it. For your merchants were the princes of the earth, for with your sorcery all the nations were deceived. In her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all who have been slain on the earth. That's a done deal. All that stuff is gone. Now, we're going into chapter 19. I'll be right back.